I'm really grateful that y'all are here. And there's more people coming in. Yay! All right. So, and I'll make sure everyone knows this again, but I want to express to everyone it was just in the 70s here, and now we're going to get 16 to 36 inches of snow within the next couple days. And that's the way the Boulder area is. We're in the foothills, and you see the mountains about maybe a half a block from my house, and they're incredible all around. And wish you were here. Oh, good, more people. Yay! Identify yourself in the comment box, please. Oh, here, Allison. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Let me see if we can check some of these off here. Yes. All right. All right. Lynn says hello there. And Diana. Oh my gosh. Hi. How are you, Diana Janik? And Patty. Yay. Patty's in Florida. And all righty. Christy Sweet. Yes. Good to see you. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Let me see here. Let's rock and roll. And more people are coming in. That's great. Love it. All right. Let's boogie here. All right. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here. I'm totally just honored. And I'll give you everything that I can. Um, the next gathering, it's every Wednesday. So don't fret on that one. And then the gathering's a place for questions or anything on your mind pertaining to healing, spiritual healing, or working with spirituality, questions about that, or questions about intuition. And then, if there's time, then I'll work with people with one thing at a time, and we'll see what we can conjure up here. So, yes, Lynn said hi to you, Christy. There you go. All right. So, and there's no charge for this. I just love doing it. And also, every other week is the Healing Circle. And I keep telling everyone for the past several times that Lynn and I are going to requalify everything as far as the free classes and stuff like that. What we're going to be doing exactly, and we're going to get together eventually on this. So, and have some kind of a different kind of a format. Hey, there you go, Christy. All right. Um, other than that, and there's no charge for the Healing Circle either. I love to work with people, and I work with a lot of people during the Healing Circle. So please do sign up for that when you do have a chance. Thanks a lot, Lynn. Yeah, she's putting the information up. Love it, love it, love it. And Lynn usually uh, jumps ahead of me, which I love. She challenges me. So um, let me see here. We have a workshop coming up, and it's going to be a phenomenal workshop. It's 4 days. 12 to 1:30 in the afternoon, and I believe it's on March 22nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and from 12 noon my time until about 1:30, and it may go a little bit longer each day. Don't know. And I go along with the mind of the group, and it's going to be on the art of scanning. It's my main tool. Yeah, thanks a lot, Lynn. And yeah, she is the best. She's awesome. So it's on the art of scanning, and it's my main tool of what I work with when I work with people, and it's also a place to be able to perceive things. And so I'll really get into that, the depth of that. And so please do take advantage of that. It's on the website. And if there's anyone that has any kind of financial difficulty, write to Lynn. She knows what to do. She can help. And Lynn's email address for the workshop, and for any time really, is admin@markerelix.com, ADMIN @markerelix.com. And please don't be hesitant, don't miss it. There's already people signing up for it. Yeah, where do you see this one, Patty? And when you're ready for it, get a hold of Lynn as soon as possible. It's going to be awesome, and you'll love it. And everyone will. Yeah, I'm really sure of that because they always have, and this is an elaboration on that. So we're going to definitely be growing with it and developing it even more for experiential work. And yeah, thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. So don't forget the workshop, please. And there's also in Phoenix, Scottsdale area, it's been decided between Sue Cavas and Lynn's going to be announcing it and all like that, in May, May 7th and 8th. Yeah, put my name in there, Lynn. All right. On May 7th and 8th, and maybe 9th, it depends upon the calling, I'll be in Scottsdale. So, yeah, I'll be doing appointments there. So if anyone's interested, contact Sue Cavas. And Sue Cavas's email, she's the hub there. She's sending out the flyers to people and whatever. And I'll just see people out of my hotel room, one person at a time or a family at one time. I've been vaccinated fully, and that's just the way that I am. I'm abiding, and no qualms with that. And so, but I will be seeing people May 7th and 8th and maybe the 9th. And so those appointments will fill up because we're starting to announce it now, and there are a couple people that are interested already. And Sue Cavas's contact is that's number one, healing at gmail.com. So I'm going to, matter of fact, post this in the comments section. And I don't know, I think Lynn has that information there. I'm not sure. But this is, there we go. And I'm going to hit enter. And hopefully, there it is. Yes, that's Sue Cavas's information. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you had it before me, really. You had it in your files or whatever. All right, so the appointments will fill quickly. So please do take advantage of the appointments, the personal appointments. And let's see. We have, the scanning workshop. Sign up for that, and we have the appointments in Phoenix. That'll be my first time out of town, and I'm going crazy not going out of town. So there will be future mini classes. Do take advantage of them. They'll be free, and most of everything I offer is free. If you need help with the appointments, please let me know if you're financially strapped. There's a lot of people that are. But if you should be financially strapped and you want an appointment with me, let me know. And we'll work something out very easily. And with the workshop as well, Linda just reminded me, if you've taken the scanning course before, you'll get, only with the scanning course, you'll get 50% off. I want repeaters there, and this will do it. This will do it. So let me see here. Yeah, there's the appointment thing. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks. All right, and Lynn is in Canada, and she lives there, and she lives in a log cabin. I think it's 200 by 200 feet, and her outhouse is outside. Does her clothes, not in the outhouse, but in the well that she pumps up every day. And if it's frozen, she throws rocks down it, and it breaks up the ice. And so she has to go out every 3 hours, and that's because it's Canada. So, other than that, Lynn's here. And, oh yes, please, if it's within your heart, help with the supporting gifting on my website. It can be monthly, or it can be once a month, or it can be just once. I mean, it can be monthly, or it can be just once. And it helps people. It helps people that I find on the street that I really believe that need it. Yes, the story is growing. I don't know. There's so much interesting stuff about you, and And during the summer, she plants her dandelions and makes wine out of them. And in springtime or whatever, and she stays drunk until wintertime, and then or during the winter, I should say. So, in any case, um, good. All right. So let me see here. And I already mentioned that if you need help during with the workshop, let Lynn know. And there is, for anyone who repeats it, a 50% off, always, for a repeat of the exact same workshop that they've taken before. So I can't think of anything else. Please, yes, the personal appointments. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate it. The personal appointments here are not in person in while where I am. They're always on the telephone, or their FaceTime, or their Zoom. Take advantage of them. I'll give you my heart. I'll give you everything I can, just so that you can function in your life in a greater way. Or if you have an ache or pain or discomfort, I bet it's good wine. um, uh, and she raids the beehive to get the honey, and she puts it in there too. And so, yes. All right. I'll work with you physiologically, biologically, neurologically, whatever you need, or emotionally. Here, I won't get into the emotions, but there I do. Working on the telephone, or FaceTime, or with Zoom. So, just to let y'all know. And let me expand my screen here a little bit. There we go. Good, we got a bunch of people. And let's see, somehow, I'll put this out there. Lynn and I are trying to find a way to connect the Facebook with the Instagram, with YouTube, and whatever else, Twitter, all at the same time if we can make it live. If anyone knows any answers, they can help Lynn. Oh, please. Ah, all right. So, Allison, I'd love to check on my hormones. My cortisol levels are through the roof. I don't know how to check on your hormones. Um, Good question. I don't know how to do that though. If there's something that's bothering you in your body pertaining to the hormones, hormonal levels and stuff, um, I would love to. I mean, if it's affecting you in a specific way, I would love to ask a blessing on you and to help you uh, find that calm within yourself. Hot flashes. Oh God, I wish I could see you in person. I'm really good at this, and there's something that I do that many women have told me I should can this and sell it. But in person, I think I can do it too. Um, all right, what I'd like to do. Bad hot flashes, can't sleep. Oh, I dig it. I understand. I totally understand. All right, so um, what I'd like to do, it's really important that you sit really still while I'm doing this and no fidgeting, just having your eyes closed and um, and just listening to me for a moment. And I might not say much, but just listen anyway. And we want the gathering to start from Zoom so it can be more interactive and still stream live here in this group. Yes, that's what we want. If anyone knows how to do that, please. Please share with Lynn. Uh, I would love to. All right, so, uh, to have interaction from y'all. But let's get back to Allison here. So, Allison, I just need you to sit really still as you can get. And I'm going to work a little bit with the hot flash. And you may sense something happening with you, hon. All right. And I actually even saw you cracking up um, uh, sometime soon or whatever for something, whatever it was, I don't know. So tell me, Allison, please, did you sense something happening inside of your body? Please share that with me. I'd love to hear if you did. And if you didn't, that's fine too. It doesn't matter whether you did or not, but some people do and some people don't for different things. So please let me know if you experienced something, Allison. I'd be more than happy to try to explain it, or and it helps me to understand it as well. And let me see here. When I work with people, women with that have massive or disturbing hot flashes frequently, when I work with them in person, it's amazing. And so, nothing on my left side. Yes, that's where the ovary was a little more intensified in its thing. I don't know what to call it. Um, and it's near the ovary though, and so um, all right. Let's see what happens now, and tell me if you do get another hot flash or what it's like, or if there's anything that's changed. And tell me, Allison, please. I'd love to hear it, and let me know, please, please. So, all right. Is there anyone else that would like me to work with them? Or, excuse me, how about questions? I would love questions on healing or spirituality or intuition. If anyone can, find it within them. Good. I'm glad about this and about the pain, the breast pain, Allison. And how long has it been gone for? Can you share that with me? Since from the beginning at the time when I worked with you to now, when did it leave? Please share that with me. I'd love to know. Love to know. So please, are there any questions on spirituality or healing or intuition that I can, try to share with y'all? The answers, I'd be more than happy. That's what this is for. Take advantage of it. Um, Good. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And my perception, Allison, when I worked with you, my perception, if I'm correct, um, was that it was a little tiny musculature injury in there, where it was like a weakened muscle that tore or something like it. It didn't fully tear, but it was like bruised in there. And you had other advice of what it was, and it may be uh, that too. But there was, in my perception of what I saw, there was a strain on the muscle in there, which created a little aberration in there of some sort. I don't know what it was, and that was my perception at that time. And I worked with that, and I saw that heal, and so therefore the healing. That's great. I told John to forget. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Good. All right. Um, la 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 la. I don't want to hear this. All right. I'll blame it on him. Yes. Jingle bells. So, in any case, um, let me see here. Please, any questions on spirituality, healing? Take advantage of this. Please ask me spirituality or healing or intuition, anything that I can try to answer, and I will. Anything. And we'll take it from there. Please, anyone. Yeah, I'm cracking up inside too. I'm trying to hide it. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. All right. Um, Let me see here. Anyone, please. Oh boy, this is going to be a short gathering tonight. If there's no questions or comments or anything, please, anything, anything at all. And challenge me, try to fool me, and or something, anyone, and try to pull one over me that I can't answer it. So, all right, I guess last thing I'll ask, is does anyone want me to work with them for any specific thing, them or another person? Um, oh, good, good, good. Allison wrote, I love a blessing for Kiefer. He feels alone and empty. And this is so important for Kiefer. Very, very important. So let me ask a blessing for him. That's the breaking point. Is the moment of chaos that's happening, that he's experiencing, and the chaos is needed in order for change. We can't experience change without chaos. It's not possible. And so um, let me work with Kiefer a little bit here. And he's going to try to fool people uh, to be in control. Once he gets into the regimen of everything, he's going to try to fool people. And, they'll just observe him before they believe him, which is good. And that's good. And, and then he'll start kidding about it, knowing that he's been called on. And it might be with y'all, but it's mostly with them. And he will be doing with y'all too. So there, that's my perception. And I did ask a blessing on him, to help him to find himself in an easier way. And I think that's most important. Yes, he is good at fooling, I bet. And that's what he loves to do. So, all right, yes, Allison. All right, Lynn wrote, do you have any old healing story you can share with us? I don't know. Usually the first one that always pops up is about back in Chicago a long time ago. There was this, and I know you've heard this, Lynn. Was this woman that was coming regularly to the healing circle, and her mother came into town from Europe, and she did not speak English. I think she only spoke German or one of the Yugoslavian language, or excuse me, one of the European languages. It might have been Yugoslavian. And so she's at the healing circle, and all these people are around and stuff. And for me, it's like show and tell. And people love when I work with people in front of everyone. And so she came up with her mother, who was older, maybe about 80, 85 years old. And her mother was in pain since she was a little child. And so, I mean, there's been so many thousands of stories, and I only can remember these two offhand. She's translating for her mother that she's been in this pain, back pain, for years and years and years, since she was maybe about 5 years of age, or a little girl, she said. And now she's 85. And so I said, all right, come here. And so she came closer to me, and I put my hands on her head to ask a blessing on her inside. And then I started scanning. I said, okay, boss, show me what it is. And I got all the way down on one side. I think it was the uh, uh, left side. I'm not sure. And yeah, it was the left side, I remember, as I picture it. And I got down to the age of about 5 or 7, I don't remember. And I felt this immense energy there. And I said, what is this, God? What is this? And all of a sudden, I was shown how she was with, I think, 3 other friends when they were real little, at the age of 5 or 7, all of them. And so she was the fourth one, and she was the youngest one, not five. She was like maybe 4 or 5, and the others were between 5 and 7, and what it looked like. And they were in the woods together alone, and they were all jumping over the stream and running. And then it came to this one little girl, the one that I was working with, that's now 85 years of age, and she was afraid to jump over the stream. And they're calling for her, or her sister is calling for her, jump, jump, hurry up, we're leaving. And so she jumped and she slipped on a rock and fell. And but it was a magnetic rock that she fell on. And so here, and this is what I saw. And she fell on her on the lower part of her spinal column, in I think the lumbar region is called. And she injured herself there with this magnetic rock. But what I also saw was that the magnetics in the rock, it changed her polarity in her body, and she was out of kilter, and it just injured her, and it kept that way. It would have kept that way for the rest of her life, even past 85, and until the day she died. Uh, so I worked with it, and I changed the entire magnetic field in her body just through, I think, 2 or 3 or 4 swipes of the hand. I knew it was done. I felt it change and change and change, and then set in. And then I told her the story of what I saw, and she started crying and telling her daughter in translation, "Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, and I was so afraid to fall, to fall into this the creek there that we were jumping over." And she remembered her friends, and she hadn't thought of that story in 50, 60, 70 years. But then she, actually stood up straight, and her back was it's been waiting to be healed all that time. That's one of the impressive stories that I remember. And so I love that, and that she was able to be fixed in that way. And Allison, I'm sure Amanda would like a blessing. She has anxiety about the world. She's like me. Is Amanda your daughter? Yeah, it was amazing, Allison. Is Amanda your daughter, hon? Please share with me and let me know. Let me know. Is Amanda your daughter? And let me know. Yes. Okay, good, good, good. All right. Let me work with Amanda. And Amanda, let me see here again. A blessing. She has anxiety about the world. That's a deeply emotional thing. I would love to work with her. And I think, isn't that the daughter that I worked with at one time? Um, but let me work with her on this, just through a blessing. And but I'd love to work with her a lot deeper with the anxiety. And it usually takes, I'm straight up and upfront with this. It can take one time in working with a person with the emotional issues, dramatic issues in their life, or it can take a few times. And, the second and third time might be super reinforcement for them. And if I did work with Amanda at that one time, if it was her, then she never came back for another session, which I did recommend. Um, and because it did work initially, if that was the same daughter. So please make sure at some point she gets back to me. But I would love to do a blessing on her about the anxiety. She's not afraid of the world, she's afraid of people. And I did work with her, but also, at one time, the very first time, um, I was asked to give a workshop. It was for, I think, 2 hours, and maybe 2 hours, and or 20 minutes. It was my first gig, teaching people about healing and what I could possibly share with them. And I didn't know you could teach it. I just thought it was a gift, and which turned out to be uh, not true in some sense. And so everyone has the ability to work with it, and my place is to help them remember. So in this 2 hours, this one psychologist was, um, telling me, "Hey, look, you can teach this, and I'll show you how." And so she sat down with me at my first Starbucks, and we helped form the beginning of an outline. And so, and I wrote from that beginning of an outline, I turned into, I think it was about a 200-page book or something like that, 285 pages. And in 2 weeks' time, it just kept writing and writing and writing and writing. Excuse me. And so, all this was to be given in 20 minutes time. And I didn't know you could put 285 pages into 20 minutes time. So I'm standing at the time of the her workshop showed up, and there was about 20, 25 people there, and I'm standing in front of them, and it's my turn to teach them about healing. And um, I looked at my book, and it was about this thick, and I didn't know if I was going to read it, or I didn't know if I was going to, you know, do what. I had no idea. And so, but I had my whole book there, and so here I am, uh, uh, introducing myself, and then I froze, and uh, and I knew inside I was frozen, and I didn't know what to do, and so I had to realize that I could say anything, and it had a, I needed to work on that. I could say anything, and they would believe me. That was my first thought that came to me, and it wasn't me thinking it. It was another source that was sharing with me, because the other source knew that I was frozen, and it said, "You can say anything, and they'll believe you. Start talking, Mark." And so I introduced myself, and then as I introduced myself again, and then the words started coming to me a little bit on what to talk about. And that was the best 20-minute workshop I ever gave in my life. The only one, matter of fact. But people were applauding and everything else. And so it was awesome. That was the first gig. So ever since then, I've realized that, especially during those times, I was very introverted, just like a daughter, even though she's trying to be extroverted in her life. She's trying to integrate coming out into the world. And but I didn't have that experience back then. And so here I am, totally introverted, afraid of the world and of people. And I realized it wasn't the world, it was of people that I was afraid of. And it was their reactions and interaction with me, because I didn't know how to interact because I was too young to know any better. And so all these years I've been working out of that, but I'm still, there isn't, and I've given thousands of workshops and speaking events, and in front of people, a lot of people, a couple people, 900 people, and uh, it's and I'm still, every single one, I still am afraid from the very, very beginning. So, um, but it helps me to know, uh, and those words always come back to me. I can say anything, and they're just going to listen and trust me. And so I've learned to give from my heart totally since day one, and the words will come out, whatever it is. But I'm still scared, and that's what it is. I'm scared of life. I'm scared of people, and that's me. Uh, my personality. my idiosyncrasy. In any case, all right. So we got that pretty much taken care of. Maybe. Christy. Um, Christy, my friend. Let's see. Can you pray for my mom, Shirley's knees? She has osteoarthritis. Oh, I'd love to. And her knees and are very painful and swollen. I'd love to. Um, love to, love to, love to. Let me do this. And please do keep me updated if she should experience something, either now or it's different later, she expresses. All right. All right. And I'm curious now that everyone started mentioning for the past several weeks. It started. Can you hear the ringing or the birds chirping when I work with someone? And please let me know. I'm just curious. Uh, I think it's really neat. I never hear it, and it's only to be heard when I'm working with people. So interesting. I call it spirit. Uh, the power of force and energy, the juice of the spirit, and I think it's cool. So I think all spiritual things are cool. So natural but cool, and we all have them within us. We all have this spirit that dwells within us, that's alive and well, and it's waiting for us to give it recognition in some way or another and awaken to it. And then it comes on more, and we find little miracles happening in our lives, and even more so and more consciously, and really neat ones too, uh, in the moment or over time. So, all right, Patty, my dear friend, she wrote, would like more healing on both jaws. Yes, yes. Last week's healing took away almost all the sharp pains, and I'm happy with that. Okay, hon, I'll gladly work with your jaws here, both sides. Gladly, gladly, gladly. And what's causing the disturbances, um, the patterns, the developed patterns in the muscles, they're developed, they're developing. So, what we're going to do instead of undeveloping the pattern, well, in some sense, we are going to undevelop it. We're going to help it not to reshape or anything, but to uh, um, bring ease to you in the jaw area. It just relaxed a little bit. So what we're doing basically is breaking the consciousness of the distress and changing that. Not changing the musculature or anything else. We're just changing the pattern of distress. And you can have the uh, the out of kilter musculature in your jaws um, areas, and that's fine because I've even seen people that came to me with disease of various forms and injuries and things, and the healing was only for their ease in life to live a full life, even longer than they normally would have, and still have the disease. And doctors are baffled because there's no discomforts anymore, there's no death. In the immediate timeline, they get to live a full functioning life for years, but they still have the disease, which is incredible. There you go, Patty. And please share if you notice any difference yet. You usually notice it the next day. You did a session with her. Yes, went to see your boyfriend in States. Yes, yes, yes. That was the young lady that I talked with, and she needed another session, and I told her that too. And so, uh, let your daughter know, and if it can be arranged, that'd be great because I'd love to work with her again. All right, and let's see, Allison. I tried to get her tonight. Yeah, one a 5 minute isn't going to work for what she's working with emotionally in there, hon. So, um, in any case, yeah, yeah, she's breaking up with him. That's what I told her. So, I didn't mean to. It just came out of my mouth. That's what's going to happen. So, and I don't like laying my trip on anyone, so I don't say things most of the time. All right, Su Shien, hey, blessings for Andrew. Yes, yes, gladly. Get this thing on there. All right, I asked a blessing on him, but let me express something about Andrew as well. Andrew wants to be left alone, but he does not know how to function if he doesn't have direction from an outside source like you or your husband. And so he uh, he's fighting both worlds, and he needs that direction. He needs a stringent but a joyful direction, not a harsh one or a criticizing one. Just to share with you, and it's not good for him to hear any conflict outside of himself there, outside in the world around him. It's not good because that will reinforce an old pattern that began in him that he was brought into the world with, and so uh, that's all that I know, hon. So I don't want to get into any more unless it's a private appointment. All right, Lynn, can you explain the shadows or movements seen out of the corners of the eye? Um, that's working with the peripheral visions. The more focused you become in your life, the greater uh, the, uh, the the peripheral will be able to perceive of things, and that's how we get to actually witness God or the forms of God in some way or another. Um, just my take on the shadows and my experiences, not my teachings, but my experiences and my take on it. So, good question. Good question. All righty. I hope that almost answered. That's our way of perceiving the godliness. and the forms of it, and what lives within it. Oh, I can't like you. There we go. There we go. Like the question. Patty, a friend fell and injured right shoulder with intense pain less than 4 months ago. Fell and injured left shoulder. He would appreciate healing. Oh, be more than happy to. Is he also thinking of himself as very old in life, as he mentioned that? He's an old man or he's getting old. Does he talk about that a lot, Patty? Please share with me, because that is leading into uh, what I think the term is the dwindling disease. And it's not an actual disease, but it's a heartbreak of the heart. And in recognition that people are getting old. And it doesn't have to be that way, though. It doesn't have to be that way. And so I worked with that consciousness a little bit, but he has to also work with getting that out of his talk, just to share that with you. Yes, it was interesting, Allison, very interesting. And thank you for sharing. Sure, my pleasure. My pleasure. And Christy, my dear friend Christy, each time you work on someone, I hear yes. Yes, a lot of people will hear the high pitched sound or birds chirping. That's what I was mentioning at first. And every time, that spirit just moving right through, and it loves to, it just wants to. And that's its function, is movement, carrying something. And so you're hearing the vibration and the frequency of that carrying of something. And that's just the way uh, the life of that is. It's spirit carrying something. It's just like in the old book, it talks about uh, God carried life across the face of the waters. Well, it's carrying something. It's carrying a creativity, activity. And so, or the spirit of 76, as I always say. And uh, the spirit was in 76, it was a lot of activity, a lot of joy, a lot of movement. And that was the spirit of 76. So that's what I mean by the carrier or something. And the spirit is the carrier of that movement, of that activity. And so that's what you're hearing in the computer. It can't be explained otherwise. And all right. So good point, Christy. Good point. Yes. And Christy, sweet. Thank you so much, Mark, for praying for my mom's knees. She just called me on the phone. Yes, I can hear the buzzing when you work on a person. It's too cool. It's either buzzing or high pitched. It's loud, or it'll be sound like. Many people tell me it sounds like birds chirping. That's the way the feminine of the spirit carries it, which I won't talk about anymore. But okay, I'll remind her. Good, good, good. Let me know how she's doing, please, and let me know. And let me know, Allison, also how your daughter is doing, and if she'd like an appointment. Anyone who'd like an appointment, please, just let me know. And if anyone is financially strapped a little bit, you know, contact me. Uh, Lynn's put up the information, my information on the website, markrolix.com, and contact me or call me at the 888 number and set up something, and I'll talk with you about helping you out with the appointment. Yes, Patty said. All right. And Christy, She wrote, my mom felt a different sensation when you prayed for her knees. Yay! A very gentle sensation. She was aware of her knees. Oh, love it. Lovely. Real light touch. And I did touch. She was also experiencing pain on the right side from kneecap to ankle from a fall. Can you pray for this? I'd love to. Um, uh, yes. Let me see here. She also experienced a pain on the right knee from kneecap to the ankle. Okay. My left, your right. I'm dyslexic. Good. And please do keep me updated there, Krista. I really appreciate it. Uh, all right. And please, anyone appointments, let me know. Let me know. And let me see here. If you have time, would love a blessing to clear blocks. I'd like to see if I hear me feel it. Different from when you do it on others. All right. First of all, Christy, understand in my world, there's no such thing as blocks or blockages. If we had blockages, say if we had a blockage in our heart, then we'd be dead. If there was a blockage in the heart, we'd be dead. If there was a blockage in the arm, uh, then everything below that would shrivel up and fall off. It just wouldn't have any life to it. But I call them log jams because there's still life force flowing through. So it's just my take on blockages. And I always say that to people, always. Uh, so let me work with you a little bit, hon, and see if we can find something. And right here, if you were to push in right there, I bet you anything is a little tender. Maybe not, but I bet you it's tender. And right here, in between uh, the crease in the shoulder here, the armpit, and halfway to the sternum. That's what they call it. So it's in between here and here, but it's right here. And it's on your mostly left side, if I'm correct. If you were to push in there, there's a little indentation in that area, and I'll bet you anything that's a little tender in there, hon. And if not, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to work with that a little bit. That's the place that I came up with, and I'm going to work with. And it's about inch and a half above the breast. There, it broke. Please do keep me updated if you notice a sensation in there in your body. So, all right, great, great, great. All right, Allison's okay. Mark Ehrlichs, yes, call me about the appointments or write me, mark at markehrlichs.com or 888-380-6388. Thanks, Lynn, I appreciate that. Brenda, hey, good to see you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good to see you too. A blessing for back pain. Thank you. I would be more than happy to ask for that. And um, and please, if you notice things right away, some people notice them right away. Other people notice it 24, 40 hours later, or 5 minutes later, or walking down the street 2 weeks or 2 months later, saying, "Oh my God, when did it leave me?" If you should notice anything right away while we're here, let me know if you get different kind of sensations or a reprieve that's happening in your body. It's also encroached that difficulty in your spine. It's also encroached to the middle of your back on your spine, and there's weakness there. If I'm correct, let me know. I'm pretty sure that I am, uh, and unless you live with it without even knowing about it, but. And it's in most of what I perceive in your lower back is in the lower portion of the small of the back. That's where I'm getting the muscle weakness in there, and it may be affecting the vertebrae a little bit too. I can't diagnose because I don't know the parts of the body, so I'm not medically oriented, and I don't bother prescribing. It's not my genre, and I let people tell me what's changed in them in their lives, and that's all that really matters to me. There we go. I'm getting life force flowing through my perception of things. What just happened? Uh, oh, good. Let me see here. This is from replying to Lynn. How long are the remote sessions? Up to an hour. Up to an hour from some people it's 15 minutes. That's all they want. It's done. And other people all the way up to an hour. And that's what I do. Hey, Chrissy, the session can be. Yeah, there you go. Lynn put it in there. Lynn put it in. Thanks, Lynn. We'll set up a session soon. Good. Good for you. Awesome. And Christy, thank you, Mark. I will keep you updated. My honor, my pleasure. Please, everyone that I've worked with, please. Um, Patty, how you doing, hon? How do you feel? Please feel free to share before we boogie here. It's about time. And so, and if you can't, that's okay. Write it out to me later. And you usually feel things the next day, I think. So in any case, thank you all so much for being here. I am so honored. And uh, this will be posted. Lynn will post this, and it'll also be on YouTube as well. And you'll get to it through a website, or I don't know if Lynn puts it up on the Facebook page. Oh, good, Patty. I'm so glad to hear that. Blessings to you. We didn't work with correcting it. We worked with the physical. We worked with correcting the dynamic of it, the mind of it, the consciousness of it. So, and thank you, everyone. You guys rock, and blessings to you. And if you can put in there, hashtag Mark Ehrlichs, and I'd be grateful, totally grateful. And I don't think that you rock matters anymore. It's Mark Ehrlichs. Thank you, or spiritual healing with Mark Ehrlichs, or Mark Ehrlichs, whatever you want to put in there. It's easier to type Mark Ehrlichs. All right. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. And Lynn, thanks for putting these things up. I'm grateful that you're saving my life in this respect. And even though you're snowed in, but we are going to be getting here in Boulder in the front area. We're getting what is it? 16 to 20 to 36 inches. 16 to 36 inches, and we were just at 70 degrees for a few days. So unbelievable. Well, and then it'll be gone in a few days. You won't even know it snowed here. And I'm grateful for y'all. Thank you. Love ya. And blessings, blessings, blessings to you. Bye bye, everyone.